Good morning, students. Please be attentive. I request you from the very beginning so that we start today's session of English, class 12th. For your information, I would like to tell you that there are two books in class 12th. The first book is Flamingo and the other book is Vistas. To begin with, I am starting the class with the first book of Flamingo, and the first chapter is the last lesson. Isn't it ironical, students, that the first chapter is last lesson? Just remember your last class in school, being a class 12 student, and you were reading the first chapter of class 12th, that is the last lesson. Let's start. This chapter is based on few themes. The first theme is that one should be proud of one's mother tongue. The second is one should never lose one's identity, as that is your gateway to prison. And of course, the best theme is the value of a thing is best realized after it is lost. Be it students, be it teachers or parents, everybody has to be responsible for themselves to make the country, the nation, the school proud of them. This chapter is based in France, where the mother tongue is French. The story is based during the Franco-Prussian War, when the Prussians had a war with France. Prussians won, so they tried to impose their mother tongue in the twin cities of Alsace and Lorraine. Now look, we always try to put up things for another day, little knowing when a time may come when we'll not be able to complete all those things. Like you all do. You put up studies till tomorrow, stating, we will do it tomorrow, we have plenty of time, which is not proper. One should always catch hold of the time, little knowing that time and tide does not wait for anybody. We all, whether you are a student or a teacher or a parent, you should catch hold of time. Now, to begin the chapter, we have two important characters. One is a small child, aged 14 years, named Franz, and a teacher who teaches literature, French, in the twin cities of Alsace and Lorraine, M. Hamel. And of course, the parents. To begin the chapter, let's start like this. There is a child named Franz who is very afraid of French. He is never attentive in the class, so he always gets a very big scolding from his teacher, M. Hamel. Today also, Franz is late to school because the teacher has asked him to learn participles. While coming, he finds a very big crowd gathered near the bulletin board. He is very much eager to know what is mentioned in the bulletin board. Normally, all big, bad, and good news come from the bulletin board. He meets Hauser on the way, who tells him, "Don't run, there is plenty of time." Franz could not understand what is the meaning of this particular sentence given by Hauser. He reaches school, finds the school completely silent, just like a Sunday morning. Everybody was seated in their seats. The most surprising part was the last bench was occupied by the villagers, which normally remained vacant. And M. Hamel was not cranky like other days. He just told Franz to take his seat as he was about to start the lesson. Franz was eagerly waiting to know what was the reason behind this silence. The moment M. Hamel got up on the stage and he declared that today is the last class of French. It was a thunderclap for Franz. It was shocking for Franz, as he had never expected this. He does not know a few words of French, even though French is his mother tongue. And today is the last class, and he won't be able to learn anymore. He was repenting, he was regretting for the lost time. Now M. Hamel started the class afresh. He gave notebooks and pens and paper to everybody, and all the students, the parents, the people who had gathered, the villagers who had gathered in the school, in the classroom, to pay their last respect to French language, and also the French teacher, M. Hamel, for his 40 years of service, were quite attentive. And today they're able to understand whatever was being taught in the class. Franz also realized what and why he was unable to understand earlier, and today he was able to follow whatever M. Hamel was teaching. M. Hamel asked him, as promised, a question relating to participles. Franz got confused and he could not answer. M. Hamel did not scold him but made him to sit, and he delivered a lecture. He gave all sorts of lessons: writing, reading, speaking. And everybody was understanding every bit, because M. Hamel was teaching also very sincerely and dedicatedly. He was trying to give his best to the students as well as the people who had gathered there. M. Hamel also was repenting and regretting for the lost time. Now French will not be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. He was reproaching the parents and also himself for neglecting and derelicting his duty towards his students and the people, of course. But he went on delivering the lecture to his best. Franz, being a young child, had a lot of things going on in his mind. He thought of asking many questions to M. Hamel. He asked one, will the Germans make the pigeons coo in German? The point is, the pigeons can only coo. That is their originality. That is their individuality. You cannot force a person to do something which he is not capable of. You can't force a person to forget his identity, his originality. It is a great lesson learned, students. Think over it deeply. So never waste time. It does not wait. We all have to catch hold of time and utilize it to the maximum of our abilities. M. Hamel also tried to instill patriotism in the mind of the people. Indirectly, he was instilling courage in the people, in the students. As we all know, united we stand and divided we fall. He was trying to instill unity, patriotism in the people. He also reproached himself for not having taught the students when he was supposed to teach them. He sent them for fishing or gardening when he never had a mood to teach. Even the parents were also responsible for not sending their children to school, and they were sending them to work in the fields and earn some extra money. He was very much guilt-stricken. But today, being the last day in the last class of French, he tried to give his very best to the people and the students. This is a great lesson learned. As the time was passing by and the day was ending, and he was able to hear the Prussian soldiers he got emotional and his voice choked. He could only write on the blackboard, Viva la France. Long live France. This justifies that one should always be proud of one's mother tongue, of one's own country, as that is the gateway to prison. Nobody can bind you if you are confident of yourself and you value yourself. Then nobody can take away your individuality. Like we are Indians, let us be proud of being an Indian. M. Hamel was instilling patriotism, confidence, courage, team building by giving the last lesson of French. Isn't the title ironical? The first chapter, last lesson. Thank you, students, for giving me your precious time. This is all from the chapter. Please go through the chapter all by yourself and try to recollect whatever was taught in this video. I have prepared the notes and a set of questions for you to solve. Please utilize your time by getting a few lessons from this particular chapter, which justifies that one should never waste one's time. You never know what is in store, but we all know future is uncertain. Let's make the best of it in the present. Thank you. I will try to connect you in the next lecture, wherein I will try to revise all the questions that was given in the assignment. Thank you.